you're a social practitioner in the communication realm. There's politicians, I would probably put them in a couple different categories. There's probably some that wish the whole social category went away. It was just back to, I could talk to the paper, I could talk to the radio station, I could talk to the TV station if there is one, and then I could sort of own the message. There's politicians, I would say, that sort of wish social would went away. There's politicians that are saying, okay, I realize it's a facet of the business and I will dabble in it. And then there's some that just absolutely jump in the pool in the deep end and swim away. I would definitely put you into that end that jumps into the pool and really swims. What would you say, why? I mean, what you seem to not only practice it, but enjoy it.
I do.
And why?
It levels the playing fields for somebody like me. I mean, Chris, you just said it. You know, I think in Northwest Indiana, if you had the print media behind you and you had the radio, stations behind you, you could literally monopolize the communication to the public. But just by wrapping up, maybe some publisher likes you and doesn't like the other person, and then you get the radio station owner to like you, and then you got all communications wrapped up before social media. Now social media comes along, and some person like me could get a few thousand people following my candidacy, and I could put my own message out.
So you see not only that it's effective, but you actually enjoy it.
I look at it, it's like an offensive. A lot of people use it, I use it offensively. I want to put our message out on social media. Marissa's campaign was very, very social media driven. We had Twitter, which in the region, I know you're on Twitter, I'm on Twitter. In the region, it's still not really caught on. It's Facebook up here.
Yep.
But Facebook is where the action is for the most part, 85% of the action. I love Twitter, by the way, I really do. But so we focused on Facebook. Marissa had a huge Facebook presence, and we would put 2 or 3 things out every day. And then we would target the audience we wanted to see it. Maybe it was something that was interesting to East Chicago.
Yeah.
It's like, why am I blasting this down to Lowell if it has something to do with East Chicago? So we would target the message right to East Chicago Facebook users, and it was super effective.
What advice would you have for that next political leader, or even business people, not necessarily just people in politics, the next business leader, the next community organization? Why do they need to get involved? Does this actually work?
It does work. I mean, it works, and that's why we work with you guys. It works. I mean, putting information out. There's you guys come out and cover the festival, or you come out and cover the Veterans Parade. I mean, you'd go out there, and sometimes the Times took the day off, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, we missed that," and then it never happened. You guys put it out, and then I could take yours and I could retweet it, or I could repost it on Facebook, and then it sort of lives on.
But you do that, from my view, pretty darn well, where you're on WGFE, you're talking to the JOB, you're talking to the paper, you're talking to us, you're communicating on your own. I mean, I think what most people need to recognize is there isn't a source. You have to almost be your own source.
Well, yeah. Like I said, I consider myself part of the media, and it's part of my responsibility to keep in touch with my audience, so to speak. And I do. I approach it almost like I'm a columnist, and I have responsibilities to keep on updating the system, and I do. And if you look over time, now that Facebook does the 3 years ago you posted this, and you're like, man, what was I thinking? I can't believe I put that on social media.
I would bet you that's happened once or twice in your world. Whoa, but I guess it played out okay.
It does play out all right. That's part of the reason people like me. And the thing is, honestly, is I'm very truthful as far as I don't really sugarcoat anything, and people like that. I think the era of the perfect politician that's got the perfect tie and his perfect hair and everything he says is perfect, that is not what people want.
Yeah.
People want people that are real and that are telling them, hey, this is what's going on. I know you don't want to hear this, but that's what people want. So if I was advising new elected officials, I would tell them, just like I told Marissa, be yourself.
Be authentic.
Don't be fake. Yeah. People don't want that. I tell you, part of the reason Hillary Clinton struggled through the primary and Bernie Sanders did so well is because she was almost too perfect. And that's not...
He was extremely authentic. Exactly. And if you look at the other extreme of things, you got Bernie doing really well, Donald doing really well, and both of them, whether you like them or don't like them, they're both very authentic.
Yeah.
They're the way they are.
And non-traditional, yeah. Exactly. Look at Donald beat out 16 people.
Yeah.
And 16 politicians that have spent their whole life to get to that point. Yeah. And Donald Trump walks up and takes the whole thing. Yeah. Why?
And those 16 people are all still probably saying, what the heck happened? Exactly. I can't believe this happened.
I know. It's crazy. But that just shows if I was advising a new elected official, somebody wanting to be an elected official, I would tell them just You know, everybody, when I first started in office, everybody told me to change my hair. Don't ever post. Don't ever do things on your own. If you're going to talk to the media, have somebody else talk to them. No.
Yeah.
Be yourself. Speak for yourself. Don't lie.
Yeah.
Just tell the truth. And like, it's easier to keep track if you're telling the truth than if you're not telling the truth, you know? I am very real, and I think that's why Hammond residents keep voting me back in, is they know that I got their best interests at heart.